afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back once again to Stand Out, Speak Up. Okay, so we always say stand out because we're telling you, we're advising you, do not fit in. So stand out and don't fit in. So thank you so much and welcome back. My name is Lydia Tetolet in Stand Out, Speak Up every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Now it's 6:30, it's not 6 o'clock anymore. So it's 6:30 p.m. UK time and 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time. And today in the studio, I have two wonderful guests with me. And we're talking about insurance today, the claims and what makes insurance not to pay your claims, and why people are always saying that insurance are liars. So why are insurance liars really? Are they liars? Are they not? Or is it you? Or is it them? So we're here to find out today. So we're coming back. So wait, do not go anywhere. Do not touch that button. See you in 1 second. Thank you.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you. World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for not touching that button, and thank you for staying. So today in the studio, I have two wonderful guests. I love when I have guests in the studio because then I can give them high five. Yeah. High five. Yes, I like that. Okay. Introduction time. Yes.
Yeah, my name's Marie Njonjo. I live and work here in the UK. Yes, and I'm one of your beneficiaries.
One of my beneficiaries. Did you hear that? One of the beneficiaries. So she actually got something from those liars of insurance, right? But she got something, right? Okay, cool. We're coming back. So that's Mary. Thank you very much, Mary, for accepting the invitation, even though it was short notice. But thank you for coming. And then we also have
Alex Ahuda. I work with you in the same company with insurance. We're going to be exploring a little bit more what covers, what don't covers, and how actually to make the most easier way and path when you need to make a claim that people actually always get confused, and then we're going to clear all this, take out the question marks and the whole thing that now to make it easy how to make that work.
Okay. So thank you, guys. This is a very sensitive topic when we talk about insurance, because a lot of people don't really like listening to the topic of insurance. But the thing is, what we always tell people is, because when they hear insurance, or when you start talking to them about insurance, they always say, do you want me to die? I'm not going to die. And I tell them that you don't understand that the insurance people actually are praying for you not to die. Because we have something called term, and that's what people don't understand, Alex. So because you're into insurance, I want you to explain the difference between life insurance and life assurance. Because a lot of people that I talk to, they always say, no, I have life insurance, I'm covered. And I'm like, yeah, but what's the term? And they're like, no, it's forever. But the insurance is not really forever. There's two different types of insurance. But most of the time, they sell them life insurance. But then they don't know that. So just explain to us what's the difference between life insurance and term insurance.
Yes, when we have what we call term, that now is also to cover life, as much as now they say life insurance, but actually the correct would say death insurance. They only pay if you die.
Exactly.
Or if you're about to die. You know, unfortunately, that case, that when you go to the doctor says, well, I'm sorry, Alex, or I'm sorry, Lydia, but you're going to have 6 months of life, if you're on a terminal disease. So that's when normally the policy pays out. When you put on a risk, that's now we call that's the term that we use, a risk, to the insurance for a period of time, so they pay more. Now up to age 70, up to age 75, 80, they pay more. They give more cover if something happens on that age, because now you probably won't be dying at age 70. So it's a risk that now they're taking, and they pay more. When we're talking about actually life insurance, that not for your whole of life, you know, either you die here tomorrow, or you are gonna die in 50 years, that policy is gonna pay out.
Yes.
And that's when the cover is less.
Very
because
small.
They assume that that is investment.
Yes.
That you know that you're gonna die sooner or later, and that sooner or later the policy definitely will pay.
Yeah. So just to clarify, there's the life insurance that has term is up to the maximum is 90 years for that one.
I've seen some companies that goes up to 95.
Okay. So that's that's the maximum you can
That's
pay.
maximum that you can go.
And that's life insurance.
Yes.
So if you don't die at 95 and you die at 96, it's like when you're driving. So people always ask me, oh, so I've wasted my money. And I'm like, you've not wasted your money, because you don't know when you're going to die. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of people are skeptical in taking insurance, because they think, I'm not going to die. It's only my neighbor. This is not going to happen to me. And that's why I'm happy that Mary is here, because we actually had that conversation with her.
Yeah.
And she was like, what is she talking about? I'm not going to get an accident. I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get this. But when it happened to her, that's when she realized. And that's when she called me, you know, and she was like, all right. Oh, there's only one thing you've done good for me. And I was like, so you got money and you can't even take me to eat Namachoma. So you got paid and you can't even take me out, you know. And I thought that it's important for her to come, so to talk to people out there who are totally in denial, like insurance don't pay. No. There are people who have benefited from insurance, a lot of people, but it's because they don't talk about it. They always think, oh, people ask me for money, or people tell me, oh, so you're rich now, so I don't want to talk about it. But if they came and spoke about the benefit of insurance, then I think a lot of people's mindset will change, because then people see, oh, so this thing actually works.
It does.
Yeah. So, Mary, when I came to you first, tell us the story, how all this happened.
So, well, I know Lydia for quite some time, because, you know, we interact in business here and there. And one day she tells me, hey, Mary, have I ever told you about insurance? You know, and I kept telling her, you know, let's talk next week, let's talk the other week, you know. But she was quite persistent. And to be honest, it's not that I don't know about insurance. I know it's and I know that I should have it.
Yeah.
But
everyone.
But just getting around coming to commit yourself to do it, I just think was the issue there. It's a very important thing, but I was just not doing it. But I was happy with your persistence and you coming all the way to my house.
Yes.
Because that made me not have an excuse.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But even when I was in your house, you're like, oh, Lydia, my guests are coming.
Yes, I have guests.
Like, yeah, can we plan another day?
I was still trying to dodge.
She's still trying to do. I'm in your house already. Yes. I'm still trying to get it. And I was like, no. We're doing it now. Don't worry. It will just take some few minutes.
Yeah.
Even though I knew it was not going to take few minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, is this going to take few minutes? Let me just do it for you.
Yeah.
So then
we lied a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was the best thing that you ever did, Lydia, to me, because who would think that there would be a pandemic the following year? When we were doing it with Lydia, the world was normal. So, you know, nobody anticipates for some of this, especially with what we've seen with the pandemic and all that. Loss of jobs. Personally, I was not working for over 1 year because, you know, my job entails events. We've not been having events, you know, for a long time. So, you know, we filled the forms and all that, and the money started coming out of the account. And to be honest, what I've realized is this money, people should treat it like it's, you know, it's like paying rent. You know, like how you have to pay your rent. So we should understand it like an expense, which it has to be there. If you understand it that way, then it doesn't bother you at all.
Yeah.
So that is what I did. I remember my insurance, I took, I think, 4 different...
because you're paying so much money.
Yes. But I think that is, every time I look at my bank statement, because it's always down there, you know, at the end, I always feel, you know, out of my all other expenses, I feel this is the most important expense that I have.
Yeah.
So, you know...
But did you feel that way before you claimed as well? Yeah.
No, I didn't. Okay, I had this security at the back of my mind of thinking, okay, if something happened, at least I have some insurance. But to be honest, I was lost like many other people who are lost in this way. You feel like, once the accident happens and the claim starts, like it's such a big deal. It might never happen and all that. To be honest, shock on me.
Shock on you.
Shock on me. So it was one, how I got the accident. It was just one ordinary day, very ordinary. Just on an intersection, just someone jumped the light, and I had already stepped into the intersection. I had already, I was right in the middle of the intersection. So, it was just a young adult male, and he came and, he hit my car. The impact was so high because, he was trying to jump the light. So he hit me on my right hand side, the driver's side. And it was an extensive damage because the airbags came out. But what happened and what was funny is it's not the car that hit me. It's the belt that broke my collarbone because it tightened itself so much. And some of these things sometimes are faulty and you don't know, because I think it overdid it. It tightened itself.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So it broke my collarbone, literally broke it.
That
At
hurts.
that very time, I was not feeling the pain, obviously, because of the shock and everything. But later on, the following days, when there was a big bump and all that. So by the time I went to hospital, they told me you have a broken. I won't call it collarbone. No, I know the real name. It's clavicle.
Clavicle.
Yeah, clavicle.
Clavicle, yeah.
Yeah, a broken clavicle. To be honest, you can never underestimate. People just, when I was telling people I have a broken collarbone, people thought it's just a collarbone. It affected the whole of my right hand side. You can never talk about a small fracture. There is nothing like a small fracture. A fracture is a fracture. Yeah, I couldn't do shopping. I couldn't do the ordinary things.
Yes.
I couldn't lift anything. So I was on a sling for a while. I couldn't drive myself. It was just one tough time. And the pandemic was
And
there
the pandemic
already.
was there as well.
Yes, so adding the pandemic to that was just...
It wasn't pleasant.
No.
But your life was made a little bit easier, not with the pain, but financially,
To be honest...
with insurance.
To be honest, I felt like I was healed. Because I remember I called you.
Yeah.
I told you I've had this accident. Am I covered? And you told me yes, you're covered because you have the fracture cover.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, here we go now. It's gonna be a tale of send this email, send that email,
send this picture,
send
send this.
send that. I tell you what, I did, yes. So I called them. It was so straightforward. No waiting times. It was, to be honest, it was a shocker because you call, they pick the phone immediately. They assign you someone.
Yes.
I don't know what they call
To
them.
your case.
Handler.
Yeah, handler.
A handler. You're assigned a handler. And the handler, she was such a nice lady. The experience was awesome. She kept me informed of every step of the way. So what happened was there's a deferred period. Yeah. So she told me immediately the deferred period is over, I will get my amount. It was, I think it was 1,500 times 3 months, so it was 4,500.
This girl has to treat us. You have to treat us.
Bear in mind,
4,500 just for your collarbone.
right
Can
in the
you
middle of a
imagine?
pandemic,
In
when we
pandemic.
do not have income.
Come.
Who would think?
Who would think?
4-5.
And
After that, they told me, they gave me options, like I would go for the massage, for the therapy and all that.
And all that is free.
Yes.
Yes.
And what they also did, what she also said is they kept on calling her
Yes.
to find out how are you doing,
Yes.
how are you coping.
Yes.
So let's put a break to that. We're going to come back to you because this is good. Because even me, I've never claimed. But I don't want to claim, to be honest. I don't want anything to happen to me. But if it does, it does.
Yeah.
It's just because nobody knows tomorrow.
No.
But me too, I'm covered. My family is covered.
Yeah.
So if anything was to happen to me, of course I'm covered. But nobody wants anything to
No.
happen. It's like we have car insurance.
Yeah.
Even if your car is old, you don't want to get an
No,
accident
no.
because you don't know from that accident you might die.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And
Yeah.
nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So so coming back to you, Alex. I know you two, you had health scare, and they told you you're gonna pass on and everything. But here we are. How many years later, we're still here? So that is why I always tell people that even nobody knows tomorrow. So taking insurance is like just a protection. You know what they say, better safe than sorry,
Yes.
right? So we have, and I know in Brazil, because you're from Brazil,
Yeah.
you have something similar with us, like in Kenya as well. If somebody passes on, we have this thing called harambe. Harambe is when you're helping people collect money. It's like GoFundMe,
Yes,
something like
yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah. And I always tell people that fine, somebody have passed on, we've given a budget of 15K. Okay?
More or less, yes.
Yeah, because that is the proper amount that will do the coffin, the everything, if somebody wants to be repatriated back home. So we've done 15K, and that is fine. Maybe you're somebody who is known, you know, people have given 15K, because some people don't even get 5K, you know, and it's really sad
Yep.
that some people, people start begging, you know. There's one guy who passed on, and this is a guy who even people knew, you know, and people were begging, people are being begged, oh, give even £3, £5. It was, and through that, I'm not saying that I'm happy or anything, but through that experience, some people actually came to me and took insurance because they were thinking, whoa, what if this happened to me?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this is a famous guy and people are still being begged to give money.
Yep.
Because sometimes it's not how much people know you.
No.
It's just that time people don't have
Yes.
the money.
Yes.
So you might pass on when nobody has money.
Yeah.
And who wants to take a loan to just to give you for your funeral? Nobody wants to do that, because then I'll be left paying for the loan.
Yeah.
I have my family.
Yeah.
How am I going to cope?
Yeah.
You understand? So we give a budget and say, okay, 15K. Okay, fine, we've raised the 15K. Let's just say in this scenario, we've raised it. Your body has been repatriated. What happens to your children?
It's just that how I see is the fact that, you know, the families are already coping with the loss of someone that they loved, and now they have to also handle the fact that non-financial is going to impact. You know, because if they have, you know, a father that was a provider, you know, having a good salary, that salary is not coming anymore. You know, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Even when we say, you know, I joke about that, because so many times I see some insurance done so badly that now, yes, people will sometimes just insure the house. Okay, if someone dies, yes, you have the house, but then what you're going to beat in the walls? You know, that's something that I always say. It's like, well, you need some extra money, so let's just put more cover, more money. If you know, I always say that to my clients. I just wish that now you're going to put this money in a bin. You know, that's a wasted money you never needed. But if God forbid that one day something happened to you, your family's going to be well looked after. So they have a roof above their head, and they're going to have food on the table. So you can actually just have a decent living.
Yeah.
And related to this repatriation, yes, it is a major concern. We see that quite often. And the policies, depending on the age, doesn't need to be expensive.
Yes.
You know, they can be
Yeah.
quite nice and
Yeah.
affordable, because, you know, that sometimes can cost as much as, you know, McDonald's. People will spend so much money in phones and things, and all these kind of things that, you know, are superfluous. But then something that's really important, that's not going to be looking after your family, you know, because you don't do insurance for yourself, you do that for the people that you love.
Yes, exactly.
Make sure that now if something happened to you, your kids, so your family's going to be looking after.
Yeah.
So imagine, going back to you, Mary, imagine, God forbid, but things like this still happen, but God forbid, that in that accident you passed on,
Yeah.
right? And you didn't have insurance. What would have happened to your children? Because I know you have children here,
Yes.
probably you don't have extended family.
Yeah.
So what would have happened to your children?
It's when you think about it that way, then I think that money is very little. If you think about it in terms of what would happen, then I think insurance is very important. Very, very important. And the fact that you don't know when.
Because that day when you left your house, you did not think.
It was an
you're
ordinary
gonna get
day.
an
The
accident.
weather was good. You know, it was not, you know, the roads were not wet or anything. Visibility was good. And so it just happened. Yeah.
So, because that is what I always tell people, nobody knows tomorrow. Because I know when you tell people about the term, that's why I always specify there's a difference between life insurance and life assurance. Assurance is a small amount, like Alex said, it's only like 30K or 15K or 20K because it's investment. That is a guarantee that you're going to get it if you die after the age of 90 or if you die after the age of when your term runs over. Okay? But some people will say, oh, so what? So when I'm 85 and my time is finished, I've just wasted that money like that. And I said, you only see it as a waste if you had plans with God and God told you that you're going to die at the age of 80, after 85.
Yes.
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
you don't even need to take insurance because
exactly.
you know 100%
You know.
I'm going to die after the age of 85.
Yeah.
My children are going to be older.
Yeah.
I don't need anything for them.
Yeah.
And having insurance as well is now you're giving your children time to mourn, to cry that mommy or daddy is gone. You understand? Or somebody who provides for us is actually now gone. So now they are crying. They're not crying and then thinking, hey, now, how are we going to bury dad? How are we going to bury mom? And then the thing that even makes me feel so sorry for children, and I've seen this over and over again, is when people are now giving money and then somebody that you thought maybe is going to give £100 because they were very close to your mom or dad, they give maybe £10.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, But they're not giving £10 because they didn't like your mom. They're giving £10 because that's what they have.
That's what they have, yeah.
At that particular
At that time, yes.
That's what they have.
Yeah.
And imagine now, let's say like now we're talking about now. Electricity is gone up. Everything is gone up. Rent is going up. Everything is going up. You maybe you're just getting back to work to now start getting money the way you used to get, and then one of your best friends now passes away. Okay, you don't have the money because you have children. You're thinking, oh my God, you've got your pay slip. You look at it and you see, hey, expenditure, and this is a must. They have to go, and then you only have maybe £5 left. Your friend is gone.
That's what you give.
That's what you give.
Absolutely.
But if your friend had insurance, then there's no duress. There's no giving in duress. That, oh my God, if you don't give £50, you guys, because it even makes you feel really bad.
Yeah.
When they're begging for money, when they're saying give, and maybe you
maybe,
don't have.
Yeah, or you feel embarrassed by the amount you can afford.
And you're even scared to put your name.
Yeah.
There are so many times I've been scared to put my name because I'm thinking, £10? No, they'll look at me and say, oh, how can you give £10?
Especially for someone who is well known like you.
Yeah, they're thinking, oh my God, they'll look at me. Olette, ametoa £10.
Nitatoa tano.
Hii basi nitatoa £5. Hii ni embarrassment. But you don't have it. That's the thing that sometimes people don't understand.
Yeah.
And people start saying, yeah, but even borrow. How can you borrow? And then how are you going to pay it back?
Yeah.
We also have our children. And especially when you're a single parent, like I'm a single mom. So I'm not going to knock on their dad's door and say, oh, I gave £50. Can I have the £50 back? No. So it's very important to know that if anything, like now, I know I don't want anything bad to happen to me, but I know that if it did, my children are safe. I've spoken to my children already. I've told them this is all happened. And you know, let me make you laugh a little bit. I told my children, right? I called all of them, sat them down, and I said, if mommy was to pass on, not that I'm going to pass on now, but nobody knows tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I told them, this is this. I told everybody. And then my last one, oh, God bless her, because she's young. She was like, Mommy, so are we going to buy sweets with all that money? And my husband looks at her and says, what do you mean sweets? You're going to put it to buy a house, a property. So, Mommy, if you die, is Denise, because she's my firstborn, is Denise going to be our mom now? I said, Jesus, I didn't say I'm going to die now.
Yeah.
If it happens, she's not going to be your mom. She's still going to be your sister because she's your sister. What if she leaves us? You know, if really the way she was so traumatized that even the next day she was still questioning.
Yeah.
And I just thought, imagine just dying all of a sudden and leaving nothing for these children. If they were alive at that time, I'm talking to them and preparing them because this is reality of life.
Yeah.
Whether you want to talk about it,
Or
whether
you
you don't
don't.
want to talk about
Yeah.
it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So I even told them, if I die, I want my coffin to be purple and white and everybody wears purple and I don't want anybody to cry. You guys just dance because this is who your mommy was. Okay? Yes, it's painful and everything, but know that your mom is going to heaven. And I'm going to be with Jesus and I'm going to look at you guys and I'm going to dance and smile and you guys will be okay. So we had that discussion. But the reaction, especially from my little one, I sat down and I thought, just imagine one day you're gone and then you never come back because you had an accident. Because it happens. Or
All the
something
time.
happened to you. Or you sleep and you didn't wake up.
Yeah.
Because people die
Yeah,
at night as
true.
well. And your children
Oh,
come to
yes.
wake you up and you're gone.
Yeah.
What if it just happens like that and your children have nothing, totally nothing? What happens?
Yeah. I think people need to really put more thought into that. You know, because people seem a bit like overwhelmed by other things. You know, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to invest in this, I have to do this, and forget some of these very, very basic and very important things.
You know, today I was discussing with one of the ladies. She called me today. She's my client, by the way, but she wanted more insurance policy because she had a friend who was just okay, Mary, just okay, and she just felt her stomach, and somebody told her, just go and check this stomach. You keep on complaining. So she went, did a test and everything, and then 2 days later she's been called by a GP, and she said, okay, I'll come tomorrow. They said, no, come now, the way you are. And she's a nurse as well, so she went to the hospital. She never left. This is now 2 weeks. They told her you have stage 4 cancer. How can you have stage 4 cancer? I don't even know. And you're just walking like a
Yeah.
normal person.
Yeah.
Just walking. And she has 3 children, 11, 8, and 6. And she has no insurance. So they're now calling me to find out what can we do. I said, we cannot.
When she's
give
already been
insurance.
diagnosed.
Yes. I said, we can't. Even if she had her stomach is painful and she didn't go to the hospital and just take insurance, that's different. But the fact that now she knows she has cancer,
Yeah.
there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
And now she has children. Now her friend is the one looking after her children. But they've given her parents visas to come over and look because
Yeah.
she's going to die. And now, even if the parents come, the landlord already is chasing them out of their house because rent have not been paid. What is going to happen? And it's now they're thinking of insurance. And this is a woman, she's a nurse. And I know she gets more money. She could have just taken even £40, even 30.
It's little. It's
Even
money.
20.
It's little
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Put it on the
Yeah.
side.
It's little money,
Yeah.
you know, and
True.
that's what happened, you know. Recently with COVID as well, I had a client that he just had a baby, and he had COVID, and he had to isolate himself in the house. But he was so badly that he had just been locked in his room, and the wife and the daughter was in the other part of the house. When he called me, he just said, Alex, I have COVID, I'm not going to be able to go to work. During the pandemic, that was something really nice and easy. That was an open line, to do that. What he had was we call income protection, just insured
Yes.
for the salary. And while he was in bed, so I was handling all the insurance for him. So by the time that the whole thing passed off, that thanks God, now he's been recovered. By the time he was able to come back to work, the insurance paid out all the money that he had, all his salary.
Wow.
That was something nice and simple that he didn't have to do a thing. He was
Yes.
just there, just trying to recover. Even the handler that I have to deal, because there's some companies that now allowed us, insurance brokers, that we can do that for the client.
Yes.
Most of the companies don't allow us because they reckon that as we know the system, we can commit some frauds. So that's why most of the companies do not allow us to get involved on the claims.
Yes.
We can actually just give some support, but that's it. But some of the companies, like this one called Simon Sester, they allowed us to do the whole claim. So I was chasing his accountant, calling his doctors, and the whole thing for him.
Oh, that's really
And
good.
by the time that he recovered, his salary was there, and he was just they didn't struggle, and he had a newborn baby that was, I think, 2 months old.
Wow.
You know, when he with COVID and the whole thing. So that was really nice. It's nice when you see now these stories
yes.
that now the
Yes.
people trust us in our work, that now we do the best that we can in our abilities.
Yeah.
But just like this lady,
Yeah.
we can. There's nothing that we can do.
There's
it's already
nothing.
gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
we can do, and it's so sad. It hurts me because if I just tell somebody, let me see your expenses, let me see what you used to do, you will see probably every month people waste probably up to £200 in the drain.
Yeah.
You don't even know where the £200 went. Maybe McDonald's and takeaway and alcohol and cigarette and this and that. By the time you add all this money, it's probably £200
At least.
and they'll say, I don't have money to pay insurance.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes also it's priorities.
Yes.
We've misplaced our
Yes.
priorities.
Yeah.
Because even though, yes, sometimes you're drinking your alcohol, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because in Swahili,
But it will not stop you. That alcohol should not stop you
Yes.
from,
Exactly.
from chipping something small and putting it away
Take
for
first for the
insurance.
insurance and then
Yeah.
go for your alcohol.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go enjoy your life the way that you
Exactly.
want to.
Exactly.
But put that as a
Yeah,
priority.
put some-
Yeah. So when you're budgeting for your alcohol, because like we always say, stari ya mamba na ya punda ni tofauti.
Yeah.
That means that, God, how can you translate that?
Yeah.
Stari ya mamba na punda ni tofauti. That means whatever pleases mamba. Mamba is
Crocodile.
hippo.
Oh, it's a hippo. I don't know. I think it's a crocodile.
Oh, mamba is a crocodile.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Oh my God, this is so bad. Our Swahili teacher, if they listen to this, they'll say, what were you doing in class? Why are you sleeping? Yeah, mamba is a crocodile. Yeah. And then mamba na punda. Punda is a donkey. Yeah. So just to tell you the meaning of this. So it means that what crocodile likes and what donkey likes,
They're totally different.
they're totally different, right?
Okay.
So that's why we say stari ya mamba na punda ni tofauti. So if somebody's drinking alcohol, somebody's smoking, somebody don't,
Okay, yes.
that is what you like to do. But when you're doing the budgeting of your alcohol and cigarette and McDonald's and going out, also that budget insurance, because when something happens to you, all these things, the alcohol and
They
cigarette,
become null and void.
they become
Yeah.
nothing.
Nothing. Null and void.
Only insurance will save you at that time.
But unless you go through some of these things,
You can't
might
understand.
never understand. But I also feel that, like, for me, like I said, I knew about insurance. But there's a perception out there that, you'll never get paid. Or, it's very tedious. And it's a big...
It can be.
Yeah.
Tears, tiredness, and frustrating. The process can be
Yeah.
very bad.
Yeah, so I think those are the things that kind of put me off a little bit initially. But I think from the experience that I got, for me, I even want to increase it.
Yeah, but you see now, what happened to you, I'm not saying it's good, but it's good that you saw that everything, that the perception that people have is not really
Yes.
true.
No.
Now, we also want to talk about claims, and talking about claims is why insurance don't pay. And it can be tedious as well. Why? If your documentation is not
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay? So Alex, tell us, why would insurance not pay?
What I found, most of the times when people try to make claims, is mainly because they lied or they hide things from us. You
Yeah.
know, it's quite common that every time that the 5 minutes that you said that she lied to do the application is longer than that. Yes. That's the only thing that we lie. No, try to say yes.
We lie about the
it's
time,
5 minutes,
time frame.
time frame. Yes, only 5 minutes. No, it
5
takes
minutes.
longer
Yeah, it
than
takes
that.
longer.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we ended up staying 2 hours.
Yes. Well, imagine me. I like to talk. Mine takes even longer than that. Normally, the whole afternoon when I have to do applications. But what happened is so many times now we ask, have you got this problem? Have you got that problem? So, oh no, I don't. And then lying to us, they only make that more complicated, because if that something goes for something happens, like say if you have a policy for critical illness, like on this lady, you had cancer in the stomach.
Yeah.
If she said, well, yes, I did endoscopy, or she'll try to do that, so she was paying really high premium because she probably went for a higher cover, now higher amount of money. And by the time it's, oh yes, I got cancer now. And they're going to just check that. When did you find out that you have? When you took the policy. So that was pre-existent when you took the policy. So this policy is not going to pay out.
Right.
So you literally just put your money on the bank because now you are trying to do it. That's something that I joke as well. I say, always come see me first and then go to your doctor. Because then, if it's nothing, so you're covered.
Exactly.
But don't go to the doctor and come to me because then, there's nothing that we can do. So mainly, these are the things. Either they hide or don't tell us. Or, unfortunately, there are some brokers that say, do you have anything wrong? No. And they check that straight away and they do a kind of bad job with the client. And, and clients, yes, I did. I went to have endoscopy, but there was nothing. But even that was nothing, we have to declare.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, if this lady, if she came before, I have my pain in my stomach, but I haven't been in the doctor yet. Right, so have you ever done an endoscopy? No, I haven't done anything. Brilliant, so you don't have anything. So 2 weeks later came the diagnosis. Yes, so here it is. I got cancer now. They're going to pay out. They have to. Because she didn't know.
She didn't know.
Yes, because one thing that people don't think or don't know is the fact that every single thing that you go in a doctor, they register that. So it's documented. Yes, she touched the hair. Yes, she coughed. Yes, she sat properly. No, she cannot see. They are on the computer. Tack. Register absolutely every single thing that you do on the consultation. And that is what, that report is going to be sent to the insurance.
Yeah.
The insurance is just going to be asking that. If you haven't been treated in something. And every single thing that you've been treated, from the GP to the hospital to A&E to anything is going on that report because it's one number. The whole thing is tied up. And then they'll find out everything. So if they find out that you lied or didn't tell or badly done the policy, unfortunately, they don't pay.
Yeah, they don't pay. And the other thing as well, we have some clients as well who think that they want to be smart, and that's why insurance don't pay. It's only because when you think that you're being smart, okay? We have some people who, when we go, and that's why it's good if you know the person who is giving you insurance. You see, like you now, you can actually I will advise you 100%. I'll say, Mary, if you have any, like when I came, do you have this? No, we take. Do you have this? No. Do you have this? No. But if you tell me, if it's somebody you don't know, and like Alex rightfully said, because they just want to get you to get the insurance, and you tell them, I just had my stomach painful. Did you go to the gym? Is there? No, there was nothing. I will put there was nothing because I just want to do it. So that's a bad advisor.
Yeah.
But if it's a good advisor, they should write exactly what you say. Oh, she had stomach pain. She went to the hospital, but they found out there was nothing. So the insurance now will call the GP to make sure that, there was nothing when this person did this. Now, some people as well, some clients will say, I have nothing, because maybe they're thinking, Lydia knows me, I don't want to tell her my business. But they don't know that everything you tell me is private, and I will not even tell your husband or your wife unless you're there together. If your husband wasn't there or your wife wasn't there and you tell me, my wife told me she took insurance, I want exactly what my wife had. What did she take? I said, no. You ask her first what she has, and then call me, because everything, it's like we're doctors. In fact, we have more of your data more than doctors, because we know everything about you. We even have your passport. We have this. We have your bank details. Doctors don't have all that.
No, they
so
don't.
If I don't, and before you do insurance, you have to sign that. Private and confidentiality is number one. Why would I go to prison because I have to expose Mary's things? Oh my God, did you know Mary has this? Oh my God, Mary. And then I go to prison and I have kids. So that will never happen. So it's private and confidentiality, everything. You're not even supposed to discuss somebody's insurance policy with the husband or the wife if they were not there. But you see some couples, they like taking it together. So they're all there. So it's fine. Even your children, let's say your son now is over 18, and your son now, because he's over 18, he wants to take insurance with me, but mommy wasn't there. I can't discuss it with them. If you want, you go and discuss it with your children yourself. right? That is how it's very important for us to keep it, because maybe your child has something and they don't want mommy or daddy to find out. And then I now say, and then the child tells me, I have, maybe something sexually transmitted disease or something. And they don't want their parents to find out.
Yeah.
And then I go and say, by the way, you did, what have I done? That only can take me to prison.
Yeah.
So it's very private and confidential. But some people don't know that. So they'll be like, I don't think I want to tell Alex because he knows me. And then we give them insurance. Once we've given them insurance, two things will happen. One, the insurance will just go through and they'll pay. The day they want to claim, they'll never get it. And then they'll blame who? Insurance.
Because of the non-declaration is...
Exactly. Two, what we see as well is insurance has gone through and then somebody calls the insurance company. The person will call and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell, just because they didn't want to tell me. But they don't understand that because we are insurance people, the insurance will tell us because that's my client.
Yeah.
So they will call and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot to say that I have HIV. Or it doesn't matter, whatever you have, I don't care what you have. Because we all have sicknesses and it's not your fault.
Everyone.
It's nobody's fault that they have this, they have this, they have this. It's not your fault. So they'll call the insurance because this has happened and somebody said they have HIV. Immediately, your cover is being cancelled. And all the money that you paid
goes to waste.
You're not getting that money back. And insurance company will write to me and say, oh, your client just told us they have A, B, C, D. So how come you didn't declare that? And I'm like, hey, seriously, dude, they did not tell me that.
Oh.
You see, now, even if now you're going to take a cover somewhere, you won't get it because they always ask, have you been declined insurance before? Now, look, you've shot yourself in the foot. And I've had clients, 2 or 3 clients, in fact, 3 or 4, I think, who we've had this. Things has happened. And now they cannot even be given insurance again.
Wow.
If they just say the truth from the beginning, we just write it down. Because when you say the truth about your medical, 3 things happen, okay? 1, they will decline, okay? They will say, no, we can't give this person. Even with this COVID, a lot of people have been... I feel so bad because a lot of people have called me.
I know.
I even had a client who said me, Lydia, I'll pay £100. I'll pay 200. I'm like, I'm not the one who gives insurance. They said no. Okay, so they'll do that. Or 2, they'll increase. Yeah, so if I'm doing a quote for you and I say, okay, you're paying £40, they can increase it up to 180. But at least they're giving you a choice. Are you going to pay this 180 or not? A lot of people say, it's fine, I'm going to pay because they know the benefit of insurance. Or 3, even though you have medical, but because you've declared it, some people, I don't even know some companies, they just say, you know, it's okay, you pay the £40. And we don't know what the insurance is going to say. Because there's something called the underwriters.
It's different.
Every case is different. They're always looking a different way. As not that I'm incentivate or anything, but you know, someone that likes to smoke weed. We do have all the insurance charges extra because you are a drug user. But we have one company in particular that accepts and just look to the side. That for them is not a problem.
It's not a problem. Can you imagine if you're smoking weed or things? Some insurance company will never even look at you.
No, my God, no.
They will never look
They
at
want
you.
to know how many you smoke, if you had depression, if you have anything, and then they load. She said, for 40 goes to 70, 80 pounds just because you do that. But that's our job. That's what we do. We always try to place and recommend. That's our advice. The best cover and the best company for you, because everyone has a profile, a different profile. Clearly, Lydia did a good job for you. She put you on the right one. Then pay you. That was a spot on advice.
Very true.
A spot on advice because she did her job properly, and
that's
why.
It was quite straightforward.
Yes.
Yeah, very straightforward.
And when that's all done properly, it's easier. It's not, I can just give a joke and say, well, they're not going to say, yes, I had an accident, so yes, here it is, £10,000 for you.
No.
You still have to go through the process, but try to make that easier as soon as you do that properly.
And quicker as
well.
well.
To be honest, what I realized is if you give what they've asked you, because all they wanted was photos, and also sometimes I think when we we run like into these accidents or problems, you don't think like taking photos is very important.
It is.
It is so
So
important.
you took photos of the incident.
Yeah, when the incident happened, because the police came and all that. So they advised us kindly take photos. To be honest, because I was a bit shaken, I don't think I would have thought about taking photos. But now when the police came and said, "Can you take photos?" That really helped. And I had to do it in different angles. So they were really looking at the angles and all those things. So those things helped also.
And what else did they ask you to give?
It was just the photos and my medical,
Medical report?
Yeah, that's it. And there were so many of them, so I just went.
All of them.
Here they are really good with sending you the NHS letters.
Yes.
So just telling you this the other day
Yes.
that I have this envelope. Whenever those NHS letters come, I go and stash them
Yes,
there.
yes.
So I just took them all, scanned them, and sent them together
Yes.
with and that no more questions asked.
And how long did it take for you to receive your money?
Just the deferred period.
And that's
The
it.
deferred period that they said the money, and after the 4-5, after
Yes.
giving me the 4-5, after that, because my shoulder was very weak, because I have an underlying like arthritis, so the shoulder was not healing properly. So they told me, until you resume work is when we will stop paying you 1,500 every month. To be honest,
that is good.
every month on the 15th or 18th, I felt like I was employed. I would just find money in the account. They were efficient. I've never seen anything
like that.
No.
Yeah.
And that's why when you told me, can you come and say your testimony, I had to, because I've really felt there's someone out there who
needs to hear this.
Yes, who needs to hear this. Yeah.
And that it gives you time to heal as well, because I've seen people who are in crutches.
Yes.
I've seen even a lot of people that I know, a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
One girl was going to work and she fell on the staircases on the train station.
Yeah.
She fell because she was running for the train, broke her leg, I don't know how many times, broke her hand. But now she has to still force herself to go to work after just a few weeks.
Yeah.
She's not healed properly because she has no protection. She has no insurance.
She has to go back to work.
And she has to go back to work.
She has to go back to work.
Yeah.
So you having protection, it also gives you time to heal.
Properly.
Look at what they told you.
Yes, because I remember it took me another, after the accident, it took me almost, you see, a clavicle should heal properly within 3 months. But mine took almost double that time because of the small underlying condition.
Yeah.
So it took way longer. And this, up to the end, until the doctor now said, it's fine. That's when now it stopped.
Hey.
Yes. Every time I would go to...
You have to take us out.
Yes, yeah.
That's when it stopped.
You have to
When the
take us
doctor
out.
wrote that now, that I had to do surgery. So they put a plate, a metal plate, in there and fixed it and all that. And and that's what I was telling you. They kept calling me and asking me, when is the surgery? Let us know once the surgery is done. It felt so nice. And after the surgery, when do you want to start therapy? And they got me a nice center in Ilford. I used to go to therapy, I think it was just a good experience for me.
Wow.
Yes.
Just because I drove to your house.
Just because
when I drove to your house
and I was dodging you.
and you were dodging me, I used petrol. I need that petrol.
I'm happy to feel that tank. I'm happy to feel the tank.
Oh, it's good to see this, and there's a lot of people who actually benefit from insurance, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, if I say, I don't want to say, and that is why we still have a lot of people doubting.
Yes.
And you see, like in an African, not even Africa, I think in a black community.
Yeah.
And they always say we so much believe in generational curses, generational poverty. But when it comes to generational wealth, we don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's things like this, because I always tell somebody that, look, I always have plan A, B, and C. Okay? One, I always say there's investment, which is 100% good. There's savings, which is 100% good. And there's also insurance, which is 100% good. Every time I ask people this question, which one do you think comes first? Investment, savings, or insurance? Every single person always tells me investment or savings.
Yeah.
One of them. Nobody says insurance.
Yeah.
And I said, let me tell you why I'm saying insurance first. Because you don't have a plan with God when you're going to die.
True.
Now, maybe you say, okay, I want to invest in 5 years. This is what I want to build, or this is what I want to have. So I'm going to put £100 on the side for 2 years. And then after 2 years, this is what I want to do. But how sure are you that those 2 years you'll be there?
Lydia, I'm in real estate, and the number of people who leave us. Even I have clients in the UK who, you know, they're my clients and they passed on and left their, you know, and they were just maybe on their last installment. And maybe it's a house worth for 14, 15 million Kenyan shillings. Maybe, how much is that in pounds?
14 million.
Yeah, or 10.
10,000? Around 8.
Not 10,000, it's more.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Because 1 million. Oh, yeah, because 1 million is 10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 100,000.
Yeah, that's
it's about
a lot of
100,000.
money.
So when the client is on the last installment, you get the news that
they've
so and
passed
so.
on.
Yes.
Oh.
We have seen those scenarios many times.
Many times.
Yes.
And maybe this person was actually working so hard
Yes.
to do all these things, but they don't have insurance on the side because
There you
they're
go.
thinking, because I've had clients who are telling me, oh, you know, I'm building something home, so let me finish first. And I'm thinking, how sure are you that you're going
That you're gonna
finish?
even-
You're
Yeah,
going to finish.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm building something for my children first, and then when I finish, I'll do insurance. You don't know. But with insurance, I always tell people, just have your plan A, which is insurance, on the side.
Yeah.
And then now do your investment.
I
So
agree.
if anything happens to you
Yeah.
before those 2 years that you want to finish or whatever, you know that, you know what, if anything happens, my children have 500,000 I've stacked in there for them for insurance.
Yeah.
So if anything happens, my firstborn has 500, my second 500, my third 500. I've also told them what to do with it.
Yeah.
You don't just leave the money for them, especially my one that is young that was saying she should buy sweets.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had that conversation
Yeah,
with her, because for her, she's
yeah.
thinking, 500,000, damn, I want to buy sweets.
Yeah.
I was like, sweets? But she's
Yeah.
young.
I mean, she's young.
She's young.
Yeah.
So we've planned already, and I said, no. If anything was to happen, you're buying a house, you're doing this, you're doing this. And in fact, going back to what you said, Alex, about house, someone said that, oh, but I have a house. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is the inheritance tax. Inheritance tax, a lot of people don't know about it. And that is 40% of the value of your property. If you don't have that 40% and you pass on, that money, that house, your children will not take it. They will not have it.
No.
They have to pay the 40% inheritance tax
Before the succession happens.
Yes, for the property. But a lot of people don't know. They just buy a mortgage. Oh, I have a mortgage for 300,000. That is 40% of that 300,000. Do you have that money on the side for your children to take over? Some people don't even have it. And that's where you see the government smiles, because they'll take the house.
Wow.
They'll take it.
They take.
And you finish paying your house.
Yeah.
You have insurance. Probably you're paying for mortgage insurance, which 100% you should pay for. So, because when you pass on, the insurance will pay for the mortgage.
Yeah.
So now the insurance have paid for the mortgage, so you're mortgage free. But you're gone, right? Your children will still can't take the house
Because of
they
the
have
40%.
inheritance tax. People don't know that. A lot of people don't know that.
But can you take insurance for the 40%?
Yes.
Oh,
you take insurance for the 40% and put it on the side. So if anything happens, they've paid for the mortgage, but then there's 40% for
cover the tax.
to cover the
tax.
inheritance tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Otherwise,
sure people don't know.
a lot of people don't
No.
know. We deal with people every day. There are two things that people don't know. Three, actually. The term, because they think they're covered for life.
Yeah.
That's
Is that
wrong. The 40% inheritance tax, a lot of people don't know. And the other one that now I argue with people every day is terminal illness and critical illness. They always tell me, no, I'm covered for any disease, critical
But
illness.
Lydia, I can tell you, when you're telling me about terminal and critical
Yes.
illness, I could not differentiate the two.
Yeah, they don't know how to differentiate.
Also, lack of knowledge, you know.
Lack of
Yes.
knowledge.
Yeah.
And insurance people, some of them, like Alex said, they just want to sell because that's what they do. They
Yeah.
just want to sell.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking to my community, that's why he does a lot of Brazil
My
community.
Right.
community as well.
You have to tell them 100 because if anything happens, they'll come back to you. If anything had happened to you, you come back. Hey, Olette, because look at you. You called me first. And
Yeah.
said, Olette, this is what happened
Yeah, I
to me.
had an
Can I
accident.
claim?
Yeah, yeah.
And I told you, yes, you
Yes,
can.
yeah.
Because this girl
Actually, I had even forgotten
She's
that I
taken
had the
everything.
fracture. I had even forgotten I had the fracture one.
forgot it.
Because I was telling her, can you check whether, can you just check in that file whether I'm
I've not watched
covered? Yeah, because, like, you're covered. You're covered. So, so I'm covered. Oh,
Right,
okay.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Thank you. So,
She protect you.
Yeah.
so if because we are working for our community, if we don't, we are not going to tell them the difference
Yes.
between terminal and
Yeah.
critical. All we say is, oh, you're covered. You're also covered for terminal illness. In our mind, we just assume terminal is critical because
Could
we
you
don't
like
know
tell
the
us again?
difference.
Because I think I also, cause
So there's
I
a
think I
difference
also
between
forgot.
critical
Yeah.
and terminal. Now, terminal illness is only when the doctor tells you that you have 12 months to live
Right.
Or less.
or less. 12 months or less. If the doctor say you have 13 months, they're not going to pay you because that's not terminal. It's only terminal if it's 12
12 or less.
or less.
Oh.
So they're going to pay you the whole money of your life insurance because they think you're going to die. But don't forget, doctors are just doctors.
Doctors,
He was
yeah.
told he's going to die. He's still here how
Yeah.
many years later?
Wow.
And so many people have been told you're going to die, but
Yeah.
they're still here.
Yeah.
Now, if he had insurance then, I don't think he'd be sitting here. He'd be sitting in one
Only Caribbean,
Brazil
Caribbean, yes. Oh, Mallorca.
Because they still give you the money.
Yeah.
Whether you die or not, that's
Oh,
not their business.
as long as the doctor has said.
As long as the doctor have said you only have 12 months to live, they'll pay you all your money. So let's say you're covered for 300K. For instance, 300K
Yeah.
life insurance.
Yeah.
The doctor say, oh, I'm so sorry, so-and-so, within 12 months you're going to die. Insurance people will pay you this 300 because they want you to tick all your bucket
Yeah.
before you die.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't die. The
Yeah.
300,000, you still have it.
Yeah,
Nobody's
so-
coming to say,
yeah.
oh, sorry,
No, they don't
you've
take
not
it
passed
back.
on. Can
No,
you have the
okay,
money
can you
They
back?
don't take it back. No, they
Oh,
don't take
okay.
it back.
They
no.
don't take it back. The money is yours.
Yours,
So
yes.
that is terminal.
Yeah.
Critical is things that are critical. They might or they might not kill you, right? Because critical illness can kill you as well.
Yeah.
But some don't. But terminal, the doctor knows 100%. It's only by God's miracle
Yeah, that
we
you
don't
survive,
die,
yeah.
right? But 80 or 90% of people do pass on when they give you that, but
Yeah.
some don't. But critical is something that a lot of people have had critical illness. Cancer stage, is it from stage 2?
Stage 2.
Stage 2
Oh.
to 3, that's critical. Stroke, heart attack, liver failure, kidney failure, MS, Alzheimer's.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. Normally it's about 46 to
8.
56.
Yeah.
Normally.
Depending with the provider.
Yes, depending provider. We have another provider that goes 178.
78.
Yes.
Oh.
But they just pay on the severity, not on the disease.
Oh,
so
okay.
if your severity is 1 or 2, so if you have £100,000, you're only going to pay 10,000 because it's less severity, less they pay.
Okay.
But they pay more often if you need that.
Yeah,
So
let's say
it
you
is
have,
a good company.
Yeah,
yes.
you have
But-
cancer stage 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some company that pays, they cover up to 178 conditions. But sometimes if you look at these conditions, 178, sometimes I feel like it's reputation of
Yeah.
a thing because they'll classify it as cancer stage 2, cancer stage 3. You see, that's 2 already. But some company will just say cancer.
Cancer.
That's only
That's
one.
it.
Oh, okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
But it's up to maybe 48, 50. That's
That's
critical.
yes.
If you have an accident and you lose your arm or your leg, that is critical. If you have 3rd-degree burns, that's critical.
Oh, so like losing a limb is critical.
Yeah.
Yes. 'Cause
Because
you're-
then you
you're
can never
disabled.
work.
Yeah,
You're disabled.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is critical. If you go totally blind, that's critical. Totally deaf, that's critical. Those are things of critical illnesses.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the difference. So now the insurance person will come to you and say, oh, you have life and terminal. They sell it to you as 2 products, but it's one.
Only one.
Oh.
So you're happy and say, oh yeah, I have life and terminal. So I'll call you, you say, no, Lydia, I have life and critical because you've confused because
Yes.
I'll ask you, do you have critical? And you remember, yeah, I was told I'm covered for diseases because they, like a lady I spoke to yesterday, she was actually telling me, I'm covered for so many diseases. I said, oh, really? How much are you paying? She told me how much she was paying. How old are you? I said, I'll tell you for nothing, you don't have critical. You do not have critical. No, I do. No, sweetheart, give me your papers. She got them. I said, where is critical? She said, terminal. I said, terminal is not
because people
critical.
confuse
Yes.
the terms. Yeah.
You understand? And the insurance person do not explain to clients what terminal is and critical is. A lot of people are not covered for critical because critical is normally very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Because what they say is, in 20 years' time, in my 20 years or your 20 years or his 20 years, you're more likely to claim on critical illness than to die.
Oh.
So there are so many people who have gone through critical illness, but they're not dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's more. So it's been proven by insurance company that there's more people who claim on critical illness
Than terminal.
death.
Yeah.
No, than death.
Oh, okay.
And that is why critical is more expensive.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I'm to take critical illness for 100K, Jesus, I can't even afford it. It's too much. It's too expensive. My critical illness is only 60K. It's not even a lot of money.
Yeah.
But my life insurance is a lot of money because I might not die at that time, but I might get critically ill before my critical illness finish. But because we do insurance, we always
But
play.
one thing I would like to point out, because you both understand insurance well, is when you guys explaining it to us, and I'm sure most of the people will relate with what it's the terminologies and all, the big names and all, they confuse us and we get lost somewhere in between.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know.
tried, yes. Normally, when I try to sell, I try to simplify as much as I can. Not use terms like terms or cover or anything.
Yeah.
I talked about money, if you die this way, if you die that way.
Yeah.
Normally, I talk like they are 5 years old.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way to do
Yes,
it.
because
Otherwise, as you said, so many times people just get confused, with the terms of critical illness, terminal illness.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that is a illness, it's a disease.
There's an illness at the
Yeah,
end.
Yes, illness,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. So they don't know if they get sick, but know how much sick or what kind of the disease. Just saying that on critical illness is something that always get confused because Brazilian people always have human back problems. And they say, oh yes, but I cannot move, so I'm having look, as severe as this disease, you're not going to die because you have that pain. You're going to be uncomfortable, it's a problem, but you're not going to die, so you cannot claim on critical illness, so you don't die of
So why
back
do they
pain.
have back pain? You said a lot of them.
Because it depends on the job that they do, especially cleaners, so bending too much or other things, so they normally they never flex their knee properly to get things. Everyone just bend over. So
Yes.
always something that was quite regular in Brazil. With Brazilians, they always had a back pain. When the women do too much ironing, on the shoulders and things.
Oh yeah.
So again, as severe as these, so many times they have to do operation or something. But again, you're not going to die because you have
so that's
problems.
not critical.
Not
critical.
Not critical.
Yeah, and also as well, what Mary pointed out, which is very important, is when we talk with all this terminology and we confuse our clients. The other thing as well that I like doing is, and sometimes maybe clients will think, come on, Lydia, I'm not stupid, I know what you said. But it's not to catch them, it's just to make them for it to stick in their head. Because when I tell them, okay, you have life insurance, when I finish, I say, okay, what did I say? And some of them will just say, Lydia, I'm not, I say, but if I come back to you in a year's time, you'll have forgotten everything I told you. But if you now say it again, what did I say? And then they say, yeah, okay. You said, I'm covered for life insurance for this, for this years. And then I'll say, okay. Mary, they'll still come back, even though they repeat themselves. Because now we have something called trust fund. Now, when they're now going to fill this trust fund, and that is also important because if you pass on and you've not signed your trust fund, have you actually done yours? You have?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I signed it.
Oh, you did your trust
Yeah, I
fund?
remember you sent it to me.
Yeah, that's smart. You're smart.
Yes.
You are on point. You know, the trust fund as well. There's so many things that people need to know, because trust fund as well, if you've not signed it, and let's say you're separated with your husband or your wife, but you're still married, because it's not always about divorce. Sometimes people just separate to cool down. And maybe you've separated and you really want to get rid of this woman or this man, whatever, and then you died on the process. Your husband or your wife will take everything. It won't go to your children.
Automatically.
Yeah, because you're married. Okay? But if you have trust fund, because trust fund is like a will, but now it's only in terms of to cover your insurance. So you say, I want 50% to go to my son, 50% to go to my other son, or no, not 50, maybe you have 4 children. So you have to divide 100% between these children. Now you finish writing, those are your beneficiaries. And then you write your trustees. Now your trustees shouldn't be people who know each other either, because this is when your trustees can collude together
and
either kill you and take the money.
Yeah, because they know.
Yeah. Now there's
They know you're moving.
We are both. You're moving us and they look at you and say,
Okay, right.
we are so close. And there's
And
500,000 walking.
And if you want them to be your trustee, they're gonna kill you. They're not supposed to like you and trust you.
I know that they're walking. So they shouldn't be people who know each other. They should be totally strangers.
Yeah.
And because as well, if they know each other, let's just say for argument's sake, if they know, because I know I had this discussion with somebody who said, yeah, but Lydia, when they call them, they can still collude together. I said, but strangers cannot. If an insurance company calls me and say, oh, sorry, your friend Rose or whatever have passed on and you're the trustee, can you come? And then they call Alex too. And me and Alex, we totally don't know each other. There's no way me and Alex will start discussing, oh, come on.
It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Let's just take the money from the children. It's so difficult. But if me and Alex are friends, and we know that one of our friends is gone,
from the day,
and we hear that, we have to be like, hey, when will this person die?
Let's go,
let's go.
Let's go away. Yeah.
These children are, because now you have 4 children, you've divided all their 100. We can say we're just giving them 10% each. The children don't know that.
They don't know, yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
But because maybe you did not discuss it with them.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're too young for you to discuss this. Because again, you have to be mindful how old the children are for you to discuss such things with them. Otherwise, they'll be like having dreams every day. Because even my daughter, and she's still 23, the next day she had a very bad dream. She came to me and said, Mom, you won't lie to me, will you? I said, what do you mean? And I was thinking, what did she see that I did? I was guilty now. Okay, what did I do? She was like, you won't lie to me. They said, what do you mean? Are you sick? I said, where did that come from? I'm not sick. She said, are you sure? I said, I'm not sick. If you're sick, you're going to tell us, right? I said, Mommy, I'm not sick. Because I called her mommy and said, Mommy, I'm not sick. What brought this up? Yeah, because I had a very bad dream that you were sick and you died. And that's why you are telling us all about the insurance. Do you understand why you have to really prepare these children?
Yeah.
And I told her, no, I'm not sick, Mommy. And if I am, I will definitely tell you guys, but I'm not sick. Okay, I was just telling you because I hate the fact that I just passed on. My children don't know where my things are. And then I know that I have money for them, and then they don't know where to get it, and then that money just disappears.
And unfortunately, with what we see with relatives in the news every single day, a relative who was a very close person to you is the one who will turn against the children.
Yeah, but that's what's important for you to put on trust.
On trust.
Whatever it is.
I agree.
Now, her daughters now over 18. So they can manage their own money. But imagine if they work a little and have to go to her husband, and then he will administrate that money.
Yeah.
What do you think that would happen?
Yeah, he'll get mpango wa kando.
What
exactly.
will you
It's
do?
very unfortunate. Yeah,
you get mpango wa kando is a slay queen on the side.
Yeah, so you would do whatever doing,
You won't on that.
Buying a new girlfriend or
and your children are young.
They will
Yes,
suffer.
exactly.
And your children suffer.
Yeah, but that's why now you put in the trust, because the money doesn't mean that he's going to be administrating, as long as you cannot take that away, the right for him that goes to be with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the money doesn't go for him, go for someone that she knows, like not for me. And then I said, yeah, so I'll give you the money that they need. I'll take from the trust. Every month I'll give you £1,000 for the kids, for what they need or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, and that's something that now, and there is no court or judge or anyone that can break that, because that was her
Yeah.
wish and
Wish
desire.
and, yeah.
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 You know, that it can
Yeah.
be taken, because no, wills are something that's important, always important. But that doesn't guarantee anything, because you know you can see that now. Yes, so if you assist, yes, but you know how about one half of the house? No, I don't. So check the court, and the judge is gonna see who's right, who's wrong, if it's gonna happen or not. But trust is something that no one breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust fund, nobody can break it.
No.
Yeah.
And also with trust fund, you know, if you don't have trust fund, there's a 10% you have to pay tax. You have to pay tax, because if you have trust, you won't pay any
You
tax.
pay any tax.
No,
It's
there's
tax
no
free.
tax. It's tax free.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's
okay.
1. 2, no, in fact, that's 2. 3, if you have any debt, if you have, your money will go to your estate. If you don't have trust, your money will go to your estate. When it goes to your estate, you pay every single debt you have before your
Once.
children will get this money
Wow.
At once.
at once. So let's say you have 300,000 for your insurance, or let's just say you have 150, because a lot of people have
Yeah,
150.
200.
Between
100,
100, 150, yeah?
Yeah, all the time.
So let's say you have 150, that's all you have for your children. You have 4 children to divide this 150 for. This one is also for your funeral. And then you have so many debts, right, left, center, and your money was not in trust. They will end up not even
Oh
getting
my
this money.
goodness! Because it will all be used
In
to
your
offset.
estate.
And then the
It
state
goes to your
pays
estate
as the
first.
tax, the balance.
Wow.
And then the
Check the
balance
bill.
will be given. So let's say you have no balance left, and then what happens?
I mean, they're left without
And
nothing.
that's why people now blame insurance and say insurance is a fraud, insurance is this, but you've not
Because
done
they
the
need
right
to-
thing.
Yeah.
So, and all my clients, a lot of them, I've begged, sent this, do your trust fund, do your only few of them have done the trust fund, including you. Even me, it took me time before I did my trust fund, let me be honest. And every day I was
But
praying,
it's
God,
just one big form.
Yeah.
You feel.
it's just a form
Yeah.
and it's so simple.
Yeah.
Just fill this form and send it to the insurance company. So now you have trust. And because even if somebody was to pass on and I called and I said, oh, sorry, my friend Rose passed on, they'll look and say, you're not a trustee. So they cannot tell me anything about this person. And the person have died and have left children. And I know this person had insurance. They will not do it. So it's very important to sign your trust fund form. Very, very important as well. And a lot of companies, again, don't tell you that. Because you run to the internet to get cheap insurance. You go to the post office, you go to your bank, you go everywhere. They will not tell you about trust fund.
I think I would really discourage people to do, those cheap online you need to sit down with an agent.
Yeah.
They need to take
Absolutely.
you through step by step. I agree.
Absolutely.
Step by
Yeah,
step.
yes.
And the reason why they will not tell you about trust fund is because the government takes a percentage from your insurance.
Right.
The government benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, so they won't tell you that for free.
Yeah.
If you have debts, you need to pay your debts.
Yeah.
They won't tell you that.
They won't tell you that.
They won't tell you about trust fund. You've paid your debts. So your money that you worked so hard to pay insurance every month, £50 or £100, goes back to the government. Your children gets nothing. That's why they won't tell you. But if you have somebody, an advisor, that's why he works in his Brazilian community. I work in my Kenyan community because I make sure I tell my Kenyans the truth. So those ones that have no signed trust form, let's just say, God forbid, they were to die today. Nobody will come and say, oh, Lydia, because I'll show them the email. Look, I send your mom or your dad or sister or brother, whoever, I send them the trust fund form the same day they got insurance. But they didn't bother signing it. And I've reminded them again. And I always remind my clients. But you see, you can't force them. All you can do is remind them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I always tell people,
But I
take
think
insurance.
if you understand the importance of it, then you automatically then need to.
People understand the importance of insurance and they still don't take it. So how much more to sign the form? Sometimes they'll feel like, I have insurance already, so this form, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I don't have time. Excuses upon excuses. And these excuses, when we give the excuses, then time runs out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we're running out of time. So Alex, I would
too
like you to
soon.
say, I know, too soon.
Too soon.
I
That's
know.
so nice.
So your last remarks and just advise everybody, and especially also your Brazilian community, because I know you work a lot in your Brazilian community. So just talk to them and then talk to just everybody at large.
Yes, no. again, well, we're never tired to talk about something that we're passionate about. Insurance is something that we try to make people understand the importance and having the right one, the correct one, not just having for the sake of having insurance. Oh yes, I'm covered. I know, as you say. It's sad that so many times people say, "Oh yeah, so it's another one that just want to bother me with this," and so many times people think that every time that they go for insurance, they are attracting bad luck. But in fact, it's the opposite.
Yes.
Everyone that doesn't have insurance, that's when that happened. Not everyone that has insurance will eventually happen, but life makes it easy. So our job is always to be looking always the best cover, always the best product, always the best whatever it is for you to feel safe. And when you need, that works properly. That's our mission.
Okay, thank you very much. And in fact, now that you've said, because we did mention the bank insurance also, I just want to tell people that they have to be very careful with some policies. It's dangerous, especially bank and post office, because most of them, they only do accidental death. So we didn't talk about that as well, because I just remembered now when I called bank, because there's also insurance that you can take and it's accidental death only. They don't tell you. So if you die of anything else rather than if it's only accident, they'll pay. But if you die maybe in your sleep or any terminal illness or critical illness, there's no payment. So that's something else that people should know, especially bank and post office.
Normally they make policy for 10 years because the policy just lasts for 10 years. If something you have cancer here on that 10 years, when they're going to renew, the new policy is not going to cover cancer because it's pre-existent, because they do that really short for commission and all the things.
Yeah.
So you have to have the maximum that you can, because if you have cancer in some point, you're always going to get covered.
Yeah. So that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Oh, insurance. I think we really
there's
a big topic. There's a big topic because now you're talking about the 10 years term as well. Because I've had clients, because how insurance people, they're smart. What they do, I know we were almost running out of time, but just to cover this quick, and then maybe we'll talk about it again next time properly about the accidental death. And then the other thing they do, they will give you 10 years, but they'll tell you, oh, you're covered for, they don't really talk about the 10 years. They just tell you, oh, I've given you insurance and it's 500,000 if you're to die, right? And then they tell you is 10 years. You're not even thinking of the 10 years. You're just thinking of 500,000.
That's all.
And I keep on telling people, stop concentrating on the 500,000. Concentrate on the years.
And
how many years have they given you insurance? So they give a lot of people up to the age of 50. A lot of people, they give them up to the age of 50 or the age of 55. But they promise you 500,000. There's more possibility, like 98%, you live for that 50, you still be alive. That 500,000, you not get it.
Not get it.
No.
And you're more likely to get critical illness maybe after 60 or so. If you take something, take it up to the maximum. I always advise people take 80 years and above. Take insurance up to the age of 80, 85 or 90, which is the maximum. Or 95, some companies also give you up to 95. Yep. Don't take it less, because if you take it only short period, now when you want to renew it, like he said,
there always get something happen. Like something problem in your stomach, or on your case, your accident, because on our application they always ask if you had a traffic accident, and you had.
Yeah.
So they're going to always be reviewing, and some case you have your cover, thank God. So your cover, so she doesn't have to move you. So keep yours at the moment.
Yeah, keep
yours.
Yours. Yes, they're always going to be reviewing that.
Yeah. We can just review and see if we can add the years.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I would want to have a meeting with you. Honestly.
No, honestly.
Because after seeing what I saw now totally understood the importance. I think I would want to have another meeting.
Yeah,
just review everything, and if we need to add something, we add something.
Yeah.
Because I think it has moved up the priority list. There's a time it was playing, it was down there end of the list.
Yes, I know.
But now it moved.
Yes.
After rent insurance.
Yes.
After that COVID thing, that COVID, all the money came in.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. So what is your last remarks?
For me, I think my last remark is most people, there's a saying that says most people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Yes.
I think it's just lack of knowledge, and probably from you guys, it's good. Maybe when you're explaining, you break it down completely, because we really get lost in the terminologies. You know, so maybe if from now I'm speaking from the side of, you know, your clients, maybe it's best if it's really broken down and explained to, and maybe follow-ups and all that. And yeah, and maybe to other people, it's not insurance companies. There's some very good companies out there. I am speaking from experience. I know what I experienced with the insurance company you gave me, and to be honest, I gave it 5 stars. I did. So not all companies are bad.
No.
And also be close to your agent. Don't take insurance and disappear. You never call your agent. Be close to your agent. You know, like we used to talk here and there. So even when this thing happened,
it's easier.
Even if, look, I had even forgotten I had the fracture. Because, you know, like I said, you know, all these terminologies and all those things you can get lost in. But I knew I had insurance, several insurances.
Something would pay.
Something. So when I just called her, you know, also have someone who is available. So when I called her immediately, you know, she took action. So get close to your agent. You know, that's all I can say. But also I'd want people to know that you have to prioritize the insurance. It has to go up the lists. If it's, I know there are people who they don't even have it on their list. The people now need to prioritize, because life, it's full of the unknowns. And living with the unknowns all the time, I think it's good just to have a small buffer, security, you know, somehow. You know, I mean, what's the point if you're going to work so much, like the case of the lady I was telling you, the one who passed on from Croydon. And she was on her last payment, a big house. She was paying for a big house and all that. I know she has children who can, you know, but also, yeah, we take care of we try and take care of the unknown and reduce the risk that you can expose your family to.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, because we're running out of time, I'll say thank you very much. And I'll just say, guys, when it comes to insurance, guys, it's important. I know in our community, because somebody told me the other day as well, they said, "Oh, Lydia, we just love you because you're trying to break this taboo that we had, because this insurance is not part of our culture at all." But it's something that now, because we're in a different era, we are not living where our grandparents were living, or our parents. We are now in a different century and different community. Everything is different. So we need to, they say if you can't beat them, join them. So we need to join them. We need to know how this generational wealth happens. So we need to leave all these generational curses, generational poverty. Let's start walking a new walk, which is generational wealth. Let's start thinking of insurance as your plan A. Then investment and savings will come in. But insurance should be your plan A, because nobody has a plan with God when they're going to die. Okay? So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We are back here again on Wednesday. Stand out, speak up every Wednesday. We are now back to 6:30 instead of 6 o'clock. We are now back to 6:30 UK time and 8:30 Kenyan time. So, guys, I'll see you then. Love you so much. And like I always say, it can only be God.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can